So I'm going to start very to learn any programming language, or those people who are interested to start their career with the IT field. This is the because instead of focusing on the syntax of the program, we are going to start thinking about how I need to approach the problem. Whenever the problem given, how I approach. So these are the things we are going to discuss today, and how effectively you need to do the program, and what are the ways which are available in Python to do so, those type of efficiency of program. Everyone be patient and try to note it down what are the questions you are having. By end of the session I will clarify all your doubts. Understanding, right? I'm requesting everyone, those people who are interested to in programming language, this is the very important session today. Okay. Okay, today I'm going to discuss two topics. One is comprehensions, second one is the date and time. Why date and time is more important in the software industry? Date and time, it is might be not important to the college academics, but date and time is more important for the software industry. Why it is more important in the software industry, I will discuss. See, comprehensions in Python. So before starting comprehension in Python, see, in programming language we can approach whatever the given problem, we can try to compile and we can try to execute the program with n number of lines. For example, in the initial days of programming language, assembly language is there. In the assembly language, if you want to write sum of two numbers, you need to write n number of lines. If you want to write some small logic also, we need to write n number of lines. Why? Because there is no such kind of shortcut mechanism there in the assembly language. So day by day improvement is there, like that way. In programming language also improvement is there. In that case, the functions, object, class, inheritance, polymer, all this coming to picture. And one more point is here you need to remember, whenever you are talking about coding in software industry, like standards, coding standards in software industry, how much effectively you're writing that particular logic. There are n number of ways you can approach to the given problem. You need to approach in the better way, and you need to reduce the lines in that program. Please, in the last class, in the previous class, one of the person is asking about the time complexity. How I can reduce the time complexity for the if you want to run the million numbers in the while loop. For in that case, we need to use the you need to use the proper system, like configuration must be good, as well as you need to use the proper data types for that particular instance of time. Now, how effectively I can write that program with while loop only in single line of statement. You need to remember one point in the software industry. Whenever anyone want to check your programming skill, they will try to see the how much effectively utilizing the functions, or how much effectively you are utilizing the functions or keywords or inbuilt functions you are using that particular program. For example, if I ask you to write the n number of 100 prime list of 100 prime numbers, I need to ask if I ask to display the 1 to 100 list of 100 prime numbers. So in that case, how much effectively you are writing in. So everyone, you need to focusing on the logic, as well as the you need to reduce the lines in that programming language. Out of this entire conversation, what I'm trying to say is, whenever you want to write any programming language, you need to reduce the number of lines. You need to reduce the number of lines, but the functionality working must be fine. If you write 100 lines also it's fine. If you write one line, it is also fine. But if you want to become a good programmer, you need to complete that program in one line only instead of writing the 100 lines. So this is one way you need to focusing on whenever you learn any programming language. Understanding, right, everyone? Definitely you need to focusing on the effective way instead of writing the n number of lines. Now for that one, in Python, comprehensions are there. What is a compression first of all? Then we need to discuss about the different types of compressions. Compressions are constructed that allow sequence to be built from the another sequences. 2.0 introduced list of compressions, and Python 3.0 comes with a dictionary and set compressions. Now whatever I'm using the IDE or whatever the compiler, that is the 2.7.10. So we can't able to, we are not supposed to execute the dictionary compressions and as well as the set compressions. We can able to compile the only list compression. Understanding, right, everyone? And I'm requesting everyone, please focusing on whatever I'm trying to say. We are taking the n number of examples and we are trying to explain. And if you have any queries also, we are providing the sufficient time to ask n number of queries. If you are really interested to focusing on any programming language, you can try to be patient and active and try to ask a number of queries. Now we'll discuss about the types of compressions. There are three types of compressions are there: list compressions and set compressions, and third one and final one is the dictionary compressions. Now you need to remember which type of IDE you are using for the compiling your Python programs. If it is a Python 2 or 2x, x means 1 to 1 to 9, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 like that way. Python 2.0 introduced the list compression. Python 2 onwards it is having the list compressions, and Python 3 onwards having the dictionary as well as the set compression. We'll discuss about in detail functions, list compression, set functions, and dictionary compression. As of now, you people don't know how to define a function and how to implement the function, what is the use of function, and all these functions you as of now we are not discussed yet. Why? Because the functions concept not over yet. I will give brief introduction about the list, set, dictionary compressions, and I will skip from here. And once the function concept is over, then we will discuss in detail of each and every functions. Now we'll talk about the list compressions in Python. List compression is create a list of effective way. I already discussed. We can write the program with the n number of lines as well as the one number of line also. How we can write the program, and we'll see some of the examples for that one also. And if possible, if you're not able to write the program in one line, you can go for the n number of lines. But if it is possible to write in one line, then definitely you can go for the one line only. Why? Because the time you can effectively utilize the process, you can effectively execute, and you can effectively get the output within a fraction of seconds. Why I'm talking about the fraction of time is, now whatever you are doing, the mini projects or major project, it might be get compiled in one minute or 1.5 minute or less than 1 minute also. Now if you come into picture of software industry, I'm not separating you to software industry. I'm trying to tell you about what exactly situation in software industry. For example, in my case, take the example of my case. We are working on the 5G. We are working on the 5G. Everyone knows LTE, 4G, 3G, 2G, right? Like this way, we are working on the 5G, and specific to the network slicing, one of the topic. I'm not going in detail of the network slicing. I'm trying to explain about the why we need to talk about time for compiling and executing that program. For and and running that particular program in my project, it will take more than 20 minutes. Why? Because you need to bring the mobile up, and you need to bring the cell phone tower up, and you need to bring the core network and radio network as well. Those people who are familiar with the electronics, they might get to know, and those people who are not got idea about mobile and tower, and that is also not, fine. Why? Because here my intention is for compiling and running, how much time it will take. That is my intention. For my project, if I'm done one small correction also, again I need to compile, and again I need to run for checking the functionality whether it is working fine or not. In that particular scenario, it is taking 20 minutes of time. If I want to check what I have updated, a small change also for taking, it is taking 20 minutes of time. So in these scenarios, this type of concept is going to get useful. Understanding, right, everyone? So don't think that the program is going to get executed in 1 minute only. Why you need to go the effective way of programming? Don't think like that. Okay. List comprehensions are created a list in effective way. Normal way also you can create, and effective way also you need to create. And we'll see the best example for how I can create in one way, and how effectively I can write the same code in by using the compressions. Compressions means we need to compress the program, the list of lines of code. List comprehensions in Python are used to create a list. They can be used to perform actions on one list and create a list as the output. We need to perform one list. We need to perform one list, and we need to get the output expression for over here. What is the symbol here? What is the symbol here? Those people who have already gone through the operators. Operator. Okay. This is the expansion e power of 2 for e in a list. If this is the for loop, if statement, we can write the one more if statement also here. You can write one more if statement is also here. You can write loops also over here. Understanding, right, everyone? And this is the way you need to write the compressions in the Python. We'll see one example also. The structure of a list compression is like this way. This is the output expression. This is the output expression. This is the variable of that particular output expression. This is a input sequence, and this is the operational predicate. Means like I'm operating on the n number of variables. If I write the if statement over here, or if I can write the one more if statement over here, you can write the while loops also here. I can do whatever I want over here. Understanding, right? Instead of writing the n number of lines, see here. See here. This is the one list compressions in Python. You try to see here. For example, if you given of n numbers, create a list of sequence of each number. For example, this is the ordinary way of doing programming. That's what I'm trying to say. Whenever that is, I'm not supposed to say this word, but still I'm saying this word. Interview point of view. Interview point of view. If you write like this way, the interviewer will get the one type of impression. If you programming like in this way, the interviewer will get the very good impression on you. Why? Because you are effectively utilizing the functions which are available in the Python. So that is the one reason definitely the people are getting good impression. This is the ordinary way of doing programming language. This is the effective way of doing the programming language. You are effectively utilizing the functions, you are effectively utilizing the methods in that particular programming. One more best example is the switch case is there. They write the n number of cases, but in case of Python programming language, if you want, I need to check the else if like this. If it is a switch case, definitely I will take one value. any one of the cases it is going to get matched, and it will get executed which is there in that particular case. Understanding, right, everyone? This is, you need to go with the good approach of any good approach to accomplish the task, or whatever the task is assigned to you, you need to complete within the time as well as in the effective manner. A list compression consists of the following parts: an input part, input sequence. You already seen the input sequence, and you already seen the a variable representing number of the input sequence, a variable representing the input sequence, and an optional prediction expression, and the final one is the an output expression producing elements of the output list from member of the input sequence that satisfy the this prediction. If it is a prediction is satisfied, then it will execute this one. You already seen, right? If condition will get true, then it is going to execute the block of code which is under if statement. So similarly, this expression will done the those functionality. See here, how many number of lines are written? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines of code are written. But same code are written by using the list compression in 2 lines. Whatever the code are written in the 4 lines, I can able to done by using the 2 lines only. Now how many lines of code I reduced? 2 lines of code I reduced. Similarly, remaining compressions also you need to do in this way only. Whatever the dictionary compressions or whatever the set compressions, you need to do in this manner only. This is the effective way of utilizing the properties or functionalities in that particular programming language. You can reduce the n number of lines, and you can reduce the time for compiling and running that particular program. Understanding, right, everyone? That's why we need to give the more importance to the compressions in the Python. Everyone, those people who are really interested to learn Python program, you need to focusing on the compressions. There are n number of methods are there, n number of functions are there. You can write the effective programming language by using the compressions. Don't mind my comprehensions, the pronunciation, and you might have seen comprehensions only. If my pronunciation is giving different word, try to be focusing on this word only. Single line for loop and map, filter, reduce, and lambda. Please note it down these functions. Whenever once the function concept is get over, we'll discuss about these 5 functions. Everyone note it down, so that try to make me to remember these the functions we are not discussed yet. As of now, I'm skipping these functions. Why? Because if you want to discuss about these programming language, these programming examples, you must know the functions. You must know the functions. Then only we'll discuss about these functionalities. As of now, we are not aware of the functions. That's why I'm skipping over here. Once the function concept is over, then we can discuss about this concepts. For loop we already discussed, right? That's why I'm explaining about one example for loop, and remaining these map, filter, reduce, and lambda we'll discuss once the function concept is over. Now single line for loop is used when body of the for loop containing only one statement. Body of the loop containing the only one statement. Now what is this meaning? For example, I want from 1 to I value I'm taking as input 1 to 10 range. Range method, range function everyone knows, right? Everyone, those people who are not aware of the range function, please note it down the range function. Note it down, take it as assignment, and try to get back to me what is the range function, What is the functionality of range function? What it will do? If I give the range of 10, what it will do? And don't think that Surendra is assigning lot of work to me. Faculty is also not assigning work to me. But don't think like that. Why? Because if you want to learn programming language, you need to do more work on the functionalities, or whatever the things which are present in the programming language. Now the first point is, now we can see this example. For I in range of 10, if I percentage 3 equal to 10 is 0, then print I value. If the I equal to, print I value. So for this one, what I need to do? For this, what I need to do? I need to use the list compression for this one. In the list compression, how I'm going to write this particular 3 lines of code? X equal to, this is the output one, output expression. This is the variable for this particular expression, and this is the prediction. Means if this particular condition is executed, then print this one. This particular condition or this particular prediction is executed, then try to print this one. This is a way you need to write the single line for loop list compressions. Single line for loop if list compressions. Understanding, right, everyone? Instead of compiling these 3 lines, you can write only 1 line of code. You can get compiled and you will get the output. Map functions we will discuss in the once the functions are over, then we will discuss about these 4: map, filter, reduce, and lambda. We will discuss about these 4 once the function concept is get over. Understanding, right? I'm just summarizing the what is the compressions and different types of compressions, and what is the use of the compressions, and why we need to more focusing on the compressions in the software industry. We'll just summarize it, and we'll move on to the next topic. And today one more important is there, lab is also there, and please active everyone. Basically, compressions are used for the effectively writing the program in a short manner. Instead of writing n number of lines, you can write in single line, and you can achieve the whatever the given requirement. And one more thing is, this is not possible in all cases. Whatever the possible cases are there, we need to go further. If the possible case is not there, you need to go for the normal way of programming only, or a general way of the programming only. If any chance is there, you need to go for the compressions. Understanding, right, everyone? So there are 3 types of compressions are there: list compressions, and set compressions, and dictionary compressions. Till 2.9 only list compressions are there. From 2 to 2.9 only list compressions are there. And Python 3.0 onwards, Python 3.0 onwards, set and dictionary compressions also come into picture. When make sure, try to see what is the version which is available in our computer or available in our laptop. Once you check, then only you can start working on the set and dictionary compressions. Until unless you are not checking the version, don't go and try to practice examples on set and dictionary. Why? Because 3.0 onwards only the list and dictionary and set compressions also are going to get work in 3.0 onwards. Okay, and you need to reduce the n number of lines. That is the reason we need to go for the comprehensions. Now we'll talk about, we are going to discuss about the date and time. Why date and time is more important in the software industry? Why we need to focusing on the date and time? By checking the system date, then only I'll get to know date, and by seeing the watch or by seeing the mobile, I'll get to know the time. Why it is more important? Why we need to focusing on the date and time? Why? Because I'll give you one of the instance over here. I'll give one of the instance over here, and again I will try to take the project, one of the project, and I'm not going to explain about the abstraction of the project. I'm just talking about only project keyword. In that project keyword, whenever I send a request, the response must be come in fraction of second. Let us suppose it will take, if it is a, in my project, in 10 millisecond, 10 microsecond, I need to get the response. Yeah, after 10 microsecond, if the response won't come, I need to drop that particular call. Everyone knows, right? Whenever you starting making a call, you need to wait for some particular amount of time. After that, definitely you will get irritated, right? So that is the reason we need some of the application. We need to focus on the time only. In that particular time, whenever I dial a number, the response come in the so and so fraction of seconds. Not real time. In the normal case, ideal case, definitely it will come. Whenever you dial the number, it must be come in less than 1 minute only. If it is LTE and 4G technology, the latency time, forget about the latency keyword, time is 10 microseconds. So in those cases, the time is more important. I need to check the logs. Logs means step by step I'm going to get compiled, where it is going to get stuck, at what time it is going to get stuck. In the log, that particular, whenever you compile, you will get the console, right? Console output will come, right? You will try to see. You'll try to see any one of the example. See, this is the output in the for your case, whatever you are talking. As of now, you try to know, you'll get to know this is the output of one of the program. But in case of software industry, we are talking in terms of the logs also. Talk in terms of the logs also. Logs means whatever the, see, that 20 minutes of compiling and running time is there, right? That 20 minutes of time, where it went, how many files it get compiled, how many functions it got executed, how many number of lines of code it got executed, at what time it is going to get executed. The timestamp is also going to get available. This so and so intersection keyword executed in so and so time. After this particular time stamp, it is going to wait for some time, and it is going to discard that particular packet because so and so reason. So I need to, that is the reason the timestamp is also mandatory and very important point in the software industry, as well as the, if you want to talk about the big projects, and that time also the time and date must be important. Why? Because so and so time and so and so date means the only time is also not sufficient. Why? Because the time is there, but the date is not there. Might be some other, yesterday 9 o'clock it got executed, might be I checked today 9 o'clock. So date is also most important. The time and date are the two very important topics in the software industry. Why? Because the debugging skills, the most important technical keyword is, whenever you want to debug any project, whenever you want to debug any problem in that particular project, you need to know the timestamp of that particular logs. Log means might be few people not aware of what is a log. Log means, I'll tell you, I'll show you one example. I'll explain about the what is a log. See, if you see this particular program, okay, we'll see this one. These are the printf statements, right? This will get executed as well as the here based on the programming language. If it is if you write print statement also, print this block started. This block started. This block means, for example, this is for login. Let us suppose prime number block. Prime number block. Prime number block started. I'll write like this way in the programming language as well. If it is a real-time project, if you go and GitHub one of the website is there, you can try to download any one of the project. In the README file, they will give the how I need to compile, how I need to run, and how I need to execute also. Those also will come. In that time, what we need to do, we try to see this one. This particular printf statements also will come. If it is some other language, some other, you can write your own library, log also. Log start like this way. Means whenever I compile this particular program, whenever I compile this particular program, whenever, see, like I'll write like this way. If it is there in a print prime number block, I'll write like this way. So I'll try to run this particular program. So this is the prime number block. Prime number block, for example, if I give the I'll write like this way. So this error came, right? There is an error in your program UOL while scanning string literally. So this error came. So I got, if it is a small bunch of code, so it is not giving anything. If it is a real project, a real-time project, what it will do? It will come to here, n number of blocks got executed, n number of lines got executed. Compile time also logs will generate over here. Wherever the issues came, till that particular block, the logs is going to generate. After this particular block, the logs is not going to get generated. That particular instance of time, what I got to know, so n number of blocks got executed. This particular block onwards, that is not getting executed, and it will check the what is the time for that one. If the application has the response time, quick response time is client server program or socket programming is there. I'm sending and receiving, client and server, sending and receiving. Sending and receiving must be, if I gave the time stamp for this one is 10 milliseconds. If it is not responding, the packet is going to get discarded. So I need to check the timestamp for that particular instance of time. So that's why the time is most important function in software industry whenever you are doing the real-time projects. Now, what is the time and date function in how we can print the time and date and calendar in a Python programming language? We'll see now. Now this is the 9-digit format. This is the 9-digit format which is going to mostly it is going to available in a Python. In the index 0, the value is 2000 is a year, and the second digit is month, third digit is day. In this format, whenever you want to print that the default format, I can say default format, it is going to print like this way. The first index year, second index month, third index is day, fourth. Why? Because indexes always start with 0. That's why we start with 0. So fourth one is hour, fifth one is a minute, sixth one is the second, seventh one is the day of week, and eighth one is the day of year, ninth one is the daylight saving. Daylight savings, seventh one, ninth one is the. In this format only, the date format structure in Python is this one only. The date format structure in Python is this format only. Understanding, right, everyone? Now, current time. I want to print the, see here, you are able to see the time, right? If I want to print the current time, what we need to do? we need to use the function. We need to use the function, this particular time dot time parenthesis, open bracket and close bracket, for printing the current time, to translate a time instant from a second since the approach floating point. Why? Because everyone knows, right, data types, integer, float, long. If it is a, there is no decimal after integer, then we are talking about that data type is the integer. After dot also, after dot also, 10 dot, so and so, we need to talk, we are now going to the, we are going to use the data type as floating. One more important point is, you need to use the sortable data type for the given requirement. For decimal points are there, then you are not supposed to go for the integer. Why? Because if it is a other programming language, if it is a, here in Python programming language, there is no issue. Why? Because number means if it is a integer or floating or character string, integer or floating point number or hexadecimal, these are the numbers which are going to be available. It is all come under numbers only. But in case of other programming language, just like a C or C++, if it is an integer, you need to use the int data type. If it is a decimal point number 10.20, you need to use the floating point. So that's why, based on the my requirement, based on the client requirement, based on the given problem, you need to choose the right data type for the given requirement. Here I am talking about the time, right? 10:24. Now what is the current time? 11:20. So 11:20 means we are talking about the decimals only. So we need to go for the floating point value into a time tuple, pass the floating point value to a function. For example, local time, that returns a time tuple with all 9 items valid. What are those 9 items now? What are those 9 items now? First one is a year, second one is month, day, hour, minute, second, day of week, and day of year, and daylight saving. These are the 9 items valid which you are going to print on the console. Getting a formatted time. Getting a formatted time. Now try to execute this program. If you observe over here, you are seeing one more new line over here. What is that one? What is that one? This AC time function is not working over here, so we use this one. So it print the first one is the year. Try to see this one. Try to see the output of this particular program. What it came? First year came, so then month, day, hour, minutes, seconds. Then what is there? 9-digit format. Week, year, day saving, daylight saving. So it comes like this way. You need to print this particular log whenever you want to execute your application. Whenever you want to execute your application, you need to use this one. Now getting calendar for a month. I want to print the calendar. Might be those people who are aware of those people who are known to the Unix. What is that particular command? Cal, right? Cal. Cal is the command for getting that calendar of that particular month, right? Similarly, in Python also, for calendar, one function is there. Oh, okay, I forgot to talk about this one, right? This is the import particular module. Import one particular module. Why module means what? What is a module? What is there in module? Why we need to import that particular module in the any programming language? This is new line to you, right? This is the import and the module is new to you, right? So what is that one? Module means any functionality is there, you need to write different blocks of statement. If you need to write the, see for example, n number of questions are there, n number of questions are there, 1 2 3 4, and all this we can combine and we can make it as a functionality or application. Then this particular application, I will, based on the category, based on the use case, I can go for the different modules. Means chunk of blocks. Calendar is one module, time is one module, and some other functionality is one module, one more is one more module. For example, I want to use this particular calendar keyword here. I need to import this particular module. Why? Because the definition of calendar module is going to be present in the calendar keyword is going to be present in this particular module. The calendar module is going to get present in this particular module. That is the reason we need to go for the you need to import the modules. You need to import the modules. Understanding, right, everyone? What is a module? Why we need to use modules? And one more important point is why we need to go for the module is, if I want some other application over there and I don't want to compile this particular module, so no need of going to get compiled. So effectively utilization of the time complexity, the effective utilization of the time is also coming to picture over here. Whenever we are dividing the different modules, I don't want this particular module, I'm not going to run that particular module if the application is different. So different modules are using for the different purpose. Whenever we needed that particular module, we are going to give that particular name to that particular module, and we are going to import that module, and we can use for the give requirement. If the client has requirement as a print so and so month and so and so calendar, then I will use the calculator module. If the customer want so and so time, so and so date, I will use the time module. Understanding, right, everyone? The calendar module gives a wide range of months to play with yearly and monthly calendars. Here we print a calendar for a given month, Jan 2008. I need to provide the year as well as the month. I need to print the year as well as the month so that you can get the. So we'll see the example for this also. So it print the 2008 and month is January. Why? Because I provided the input 2008 is the year, and we need to provide the form in this format only. So we'll get the so and so year and so and so date based on this, based on the inputs which are provided in the calculator module and the function. So you will get this date. Now it's time to your turn. Everyone note it down. Time modules. I'll give 2 minutes time. Everyone note it down so that you can practice the examples on these particular modules and get back to me. Once tomorrow means I'm not going to take session tomorrow. Means next class. Next class you need to before next class only practice these examples, and if you have any queries, we'll discuss those queries. Okay. There is a popular time module available in Python which provide functions for working with times and for converting between the representation, here is the list of all available methods. Apart from these methods, some other methods also there, more than 12 to 15. I'm not sure about this one. 12 to 15 modules are there, time modules are there. You can try to practice those 12 modules and get back to me. If you have any queries, we'll discuss on those functionalities. Based on the application, based on the IDE version also, few of them work and few of them not going to get work. Don't get confused and mm, don't get tension. Based on the ID also, some of the applications will work, some of the functions won't work. Understanding, right? It's depending on the IDE version also. So please note it down, everyone. Please note it down. Functions and move on to the next slides. The calendar module supply the calendar related function. Till now we discussed about the time related functions. Now we need to discuss, we are going to discuss about the calendar related functions. The calendar module supply calendar related functions, including functions to print a text calendar for a given month or a year. We already seen example 2008. We printed that month also. By default, calendar takes Monday as the first day of the week and Sunday as the last one. To change this, one of the function is there. If you call that particular function, you can change as a by default it will take it as a Monday as a first day of a week and Sunday as the last day of a week, right? So if you want to change that particular one, we need to use the calendar dot set first weekday function. Here is the list of functions available with the calendar module. This is also noted down, everyone. Everyone able to see the my page now? We'll talk about the today in that session. It is there, right? Lab session. Generally, you need to practice those generally you need to practice the example in that lab session. But I come up with one idea as, I don't know whether it is good or bad idea. I'll take one of the example, the real-time scenario. Whether it is a n number of code or whether it is a one line of code is also fine for me. But I take one of the example. I'll try to explain about how we need to approach for this particular program. See, for example, in some of the, I observed a few of the people while seeing the problem statement only, people get discouraged or they won't get some motivation to doing that particular program. The best example is I'm not sure whether I can able to share my experience or not. In intermediate, whenever you are talking about the physics, right? Everyone write that their essay question, but in the B section, one physics problem is there, but no one interested to do that particular program. Why? Because the length of that program is the problem is very big. So that's why people are not interested while seeing the big applications or big questions. So this much big question is there right now in front of me. This much big question is there. There are more, around 15 lines of question is there. Definitely, while seeing those person who is starting their career in the programming language, the person 99% of interested people can able to do this program. But 1% people, while seeing the problem itself, the people will get bored, and this much big problem is there. Might be I'm not able to do so. Why? Because this much big problem. If the 15 lines of problem statement is there, it might be 20 lines of 30 lines of code might be I need to write, so I'm not able to do. So for these particular people, what I have done is I'll come up with one nice idea. I'll read the problem statement and I'll discuss about what are the functions are applicable for this particular. First what I need to do for any programming language. If any application, take any application, I need to create a login page for so and so application. First, what I need to do, I need to know what type of data type I need to use for taking the input. What are the functions are available in that particular programming language? And if it is a, if I complete, how can I take the input? What is the data type I need to use? Then I need to go for the logic. First two points are common for every programming language and every problem statement. What is the two statement? If it is a interactive application, if it is interactive application, I need to talk about the how I need to take the input from the console. That is the first problem. Second problem is, what are the suitable data types for this particular given requirement? These are the two major problems. Once I get over, then I need to think about the logic. And one more important point is, and this is very interesting, and this is universal truth. If you talk about infinity languages which are present in this particular world, is the logic is same for each and every programming language. Only the syntax is going to get difference. The syntax is going to get different. Apart from this one, everything is same. So instead of focusing on syntax, focusing on the logic. First, instead of focusing on the syntax, focusing on the logic. Write the algorithm for that one, or write the flow chart for that one. What we need to do for, see, in this particular example, try to see this particular example. In a college, there are three lecturers, which three lecturers with proficient knowledge on the multiple programming languages. College management thought of planning to conduct the knowledge sharing sessions or peer learning sessions. Peer means one-to-one, like same level session across all the faculties. Knowledge sharing session means KT sessions. One keyword is KT session, shortcut is KT sessions or peer learning session. It is more popular nowadays. Peer learning session is one faculty. No, see, so for example, if I know three faculties are available, one faculty knows C++, Java, Big Data, and second faculty knows .NET, Big Data and Data Warehousing, and third faculty knows Oracle database information, Informatica and Big Data. Now, I know three faculties are available, and I know what those faculties knows. And the finally, what is the client requirement? Client will give this particular amount of data. If you want to do any project, client will give this much amount of data. Now he will ask the question. What is that question? The first one is the display the unique or consolidated list of languages, technologies on which the college can plan for working for KT sessions. For which the college can plan for KT sessions. What, see, in your mind, if I'm talking about the unique, now you need to come up with a one data type. What is that data type? Everyone, anyone, okay, might be, if it is possible, you can give. If it is not possible, don't give. If it is a unique means, what data type I need to strike? I need to get strike. One first application is he gave. I can use the list 1, list 2, list 3. I use the list 3. Now I need, what is the client requirement now? I need to get the unique consolidated list of languages. Unique means what? In the list, first of all, there are 5 data types are there, right? List, tuple, set, dictionary and number. Out of these 5, I need to go for the which data type now? Which data type now? I need to use which data type now? Anyone just try to ping if possible. If possible, try to ping. Unique, there is no redundancy in that one. There is no redundancy in that one. Then what I need to use? Might be, I hope one person gave the answer. I'm not sure who is that person. Why? Because I'm not able to see the chart. So we need to go for the set. Need to go for the set. Why? Because in the sets there is no duplications are available. You might remember this keyword, this particular word, right? So we need to go for the set. If I use the set keyword here, then there is no point of here big data is there in the three places. There is no point of and no point of redundancy here. Now the second query is, now see, this much problem statement is there. The problem get over in a 3 lines of code. The problem get over in a 3 lines of code. The second one is the display the language on which the coordinate is required among the 3 faculties if the language is known the other 2 faculties. Display the languages on which the coordination is required among these 3 faculties if the language is known to other 2 faculties. If the other faculties knows, then no point of sharing the KT, right? So other faculties also aware of that one. Then what functionality I need to use? What functionality I need to use? There is no deep thinking, man. Like intersection or union or conjunction, these type of mathematical functions are there, right? You need to strike in that way so that you can able to decode the problem in this particular manner. See how much simple, this much big program, how much simple the answer is, how much the simple the solution is. So you need to remember, if it is an interactive program, just like a login page, I need to provide the whatever the mandatory fields. In the mandatory fields, the username must be so and so. The phone number must be integers only, that to 10-digit number. I need to validate in the backend in this format. For that one, what I need to do, I need to know the proper data types and proper input functionalities and proper logic. If you know these 3 points, you are going to be masterized in any programming language. You are going to become a genius in any programming language. First of all, you need to focusing on the logic, then only you need to focusing on the syntacticals. If you in the initial days, it will take time to write the programming, this much program, where I need to start, how I need to start, what are the data types I need to take, what are the input parameters I need to take, what are the existing functionalities I need to use for accomplishing the given task. Everything we need to focus. Instead of focusing on the entire one at a time, just you need to focusing on the step by step. In the initial days, it will take some time to you for focusing and analyzing and getting ready to doing that particular application. So it will take some time, initial days. Then after, slowly, once you started doing the program, definitely you are going to become expertise. That particular instance of time, by seeing the problem only, you will get to know what type of data I need to use, what are the inbuilt functions for need to use for accomplishing this particular task. Everything you will get to know. You will see you can see the solution for this particular program. See, everyone able to see, right? Or can I increase the font? See, in the first method, what I use? List 1, CPP, Java, Big Data, .NET, Big Data, all the things are written in one of the lists. Faculty 1, Faculty 2, Faculty 3 are written in the list, and I simply apply the set keyword over here, set data type over here. Then I print this one. So what happened? It gave the, we'll see. I simply write whatever the languages are over here. Everyone, please be patient and try to focusing on this one. If you understand the today class, definitely, if I'm talking about the functionalities, definitely you can able to do. If I'm not going to give in proper way also, definitely you are going to crack this one. I know, see, there are 3 sets faculties are there, 3 people are there. There are 3 people are there, 3 faculties are there. I wrote the code for this faculty. First faculty knows these 3, second faculty knows these 3, and third faculty knows these 3. So I written in all the subjects in one particular list, and I apply the set over there. So after applying the set, what happened? The set data type, what's going to happen? It will remove the redundancy file. It will remove the redundancy file, redundancy value. Then it will give the proper list, which is a very unique in that particular given list. If the big data is there in 3 times, but if you check the output, what happened? There is only one big data. There is no more than one big data. C++ 1, .NET 1, data warehousing 1, Oracle database is 1. So this is the way you need to approach the given problem or given application. Now everyone got to know, right? Now you need to get this type of confidence. First I need to read the problem. Then I will think whether I am able to do or not. And before getting conclude, how I need to approach, just think in this way. There are 2 things are there. I need to interact with the application. I'm not going to interact with the application. If I want to interact with the application, what are the predefined functions? Predefined functions which are available in that particular program. If I want to take the input, what is the functionality is there in Python? Input function is there, right? Everyone got to know, right? Input is there, right? Input is the word you can get the input from the console, right? You can give the input to the console, right? Or you can give the input to the program, right? So this is the way you need to approach the problem. Now again, now we complete this particular program. Now we'll check the one more program. We'll see. Is I'm going fast or is it okay for you? Is I'm going fast or it is okay for you? Or you are not able to understand? So second problem, I already given as a task to you for doing this one, but still I am explaining this particular problem statement. I'll bring this particular statement to the top level. So everyone see, might be in the first class, whenever I ask you to do so, this particular for loop condition, you might have get scared, right? Why Surendra has asked me to do this kind of applications? Might be how many lines of code it is going to take. These kind of words is coming to picture. These kind of thoughts might be coming to in your mind, right? Now, how much easy that particular application, I will explain now. How much easy that particular application is now, I am going to explain. Develop a Python program which automate the electricity bill calculation for a consumer or a customer given with the customer. Now try to see here. Previously I just passed the list and I explained the list over here, but here try to see. I gave this one here. I need to take the input from the customer, input from the keyboard. What is that one? The first one is the customer number, second one is the customer name, third one is the month, year, current month reading and the previous month reading. This is the only function, real time also. This is the only functionality for calculating the electricity bill, right? Now I need to do what I need to do, calculate the bill amount based on the given condition. based on the given condition. If the total number of consumption unit is less than or equal to 100, then charge is 5 units. If the total number of consumption units are 100, greater than 100 and less than 200, then unit charge is 6 rupees. If the total number of consumption units are greater than 200 and less than 300 is 7 rupees, and so on. So develop a function over here. I written that function, forget about the function as of now. Now for this one, try to tell me how I need to approach. How I need to approach for this particular problem. And what are the data types I need to take for this particular application? What are the data types I need to take this particular program? And after taking the data types, after taking the input, see, one more is, I need to take the input from the keyboard also. I need to take the keyboard as well as I need to perform the arithmetic operations on the given input. Whatever the taken input from the keyboard, I need to perform the arithmetic operations on that particular input, and I need to check the conditions which are available or which are given by the customer, and based on that particular requirement, I need to calculate and I need to display the what is the amount or what is the amount of current bill of that particular month or given month. Why? Because month and year also I am providing from the keyboard only. Month and year also I am providing from the keyboard only. For this one, what we need to do? For this one, what we need to do? Everyone, think. First, we need to take the input from the keyboard. First, what we need to do? I need to take the input from the keyboard. What is that? What is the input I need first of all? What is the input I need for first of all? First, I need to take the customer number. Customer number as normal number only. What is the data type available for this one? Customer number means normal number only you can take. Customer name you can take as a string also. Month, year, current month reading and previous month reading. All the things you can take it as a integer except a customer name. Now I got to know the data types, and I can decide it. I will go with these data types. Now the second one is what I need to do. I need to take the input from the keyboard. What are the functions are available while taking the input? What are the functions are available? If it is a C++ programming language, we need to use the cin. If it is a C programming language, I can go for the cin. If it is a Python programming language, we need to go for the input function for taking the input from the keyboard. That's what I'm differentiating with the different languages. So if I know the logic, then I can go for the what are the functionalities available in that particular programming language. Like this way, you need to debug the problem or analyze the problem and approach the problem in this manner. If you approach like this way, even the big problem also going to get concluded in half day itself. For writing the program, it will take some time, but you will get some idea how I need to approach, how I need to accomplish that particular task in a given time. So now I took the input from the keyboard. Now after taking the input from the keyboard, if I want to calculate, now coming to picture of logic, I'll write the previous month reading and current month reading. I will current month reading minus previous month reading. Current month reading minus previous month. Why? Because if I write the current month reading minus previous month reading minus current month reading means the value is going to in the negative format. So make sure the logic must be in right way, in right format. So make sure. Why? Because I already told you, right? Yesterday class I might not repeat, and every class I might repeating this keyword, right? Computer is a mission. Whatever you are passing the instruction, it will blindly take. It will blindly take. and if it can able to process, it process. If it is not going to process, it will display the proper output, proper error message. Understanding, right? So current month reading minus previous month reading. Once it got current month reading or reading which is consumed on that particular month, I need to check this statement. Yeah, I need to check the how many cases over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cases are there. 5 cases means if it is a best way of programming in other C++ programming or C programming language, I need to go for the switch statement. Need to go for the switch statement. Here the switch statement is not present, then I need to go for the else if statement. Now I got to know the data types. I got to know the inputs. I got to know the logic. I need to use which type of functionalities which are present in that particular program. So then I will start writing the program like this way. Then I will start writing the program like this way. Now where it is start? Forget about the function. Forget about the function as of now. Why? Because I'll explain in one word only. Function means the set of block of statement which is repeating again and again. So then I will write that particular block of code in one particular block. I'll give name to that particular block. Then that is called function. As of now, forget about the function. Why? Because in the next class we are going to discuss about the functions. Now try to see this one logic over here. What I written? Current units equal to current reading. If C less than 100, bill amount equal to, here the C means reading and reading into 2. So it will print this particular valued one and you will get the output. Understanding, right, everyone? You can go for the input as well as the raw input. Both are fine only, and you can write and will execute and you will get the output. Enter previous month reading. So they got calculated and they will give the bill amount also. If it is a real-time application, if you try to see this example, we are not validate the data. If you see this particular example, we are not validate the data. If you give the negative values also, it is going to take. If the customer name place, if you give the instead of name, if you alphabetical letter, if you write the numbers also, it is going to take. So you need to validate also. If you want to do proper application, you need to do the validations also. So if you try to see this one, they will minus this one and they will checking any one of the condition is true or false. Then return the bill amount. There are written the bill amount and they are taking the input from this. This is a input and this one is the input. Now this is the way you need to approach the problem for the any given statement. Now the final one is after listening the statement itself, everyone is happy, right? So the final one is, this is a small one. You need to explain this keyword. Now you need to explain. I don't know where it is. Okay, everyone ready with their keyboards? In a conference, there are 3 executives. One executive knows Telugu, Hindi and English languages. Second executive knows Hindi, English and Tamil language. Third executive knows Hindi, English and Bengali language. Now my application is display the unique list of language known to the executive together. Don't think that I'm not a kid. 5 minutes back only we discussed about unique, but again you are asking. Don't think like that way. Why? Because if you repeat this kind of thing, definitely we'll get some idea. That's why I repeated this question. So display the unique list of languages known to the executive together. This is the first one. Second one is the identify the language on which conference can run. If all the people knows one language, like if the people knows the big data, right? Like this way, which language I need to run. So the best way is this one also. If I'm giving the session in Telugu, those people who knows Hindi, they might not understand. So here the common language is English. Everyone knows English, though we can communicate in English very easily. So everyone can able to understand English. That's why we are communicating in English. So third one is the unique equivalent known to the executive together. So for this particular program, try to give the inputs everyone. What data type we need to use? What are the existing functionalities which are available in Python we can use? What are the existing functionalities we can use in a Python programming language, and we can successfully complete this particular program. If you follow my class, definitely you can able to understand. If you talk about your semester and big project also, if you are trying to approach in this manner, definitely you are going to get complete within a timeline only. I need to understand the problem. I need to analyze the problem and what are the possibilities which are available in that particular programming language. You know these three things, definitely you are going to expertise in any one. The only difference is syntax. You can learn syntax within 1 day or 2 days, at max 1 week. If you know the Python programming language, if you know the language, if you want to know the C, C++ or Java, within 1 week you are going to expertise their genius in that particular programming language. All the functionalities are same only syntax is different, or additionally it is going to add some of the concepts. The best example is the copy constructor is available in C++, but it is not present in the Java. And private variables are you can able to access in C++ programming language. You are not supposed to access privates in Python. You are not supposed to access private variables in Python or Java, but you can able to access in C++. The small kind of differences are available in the different. Apart from this one, everything is going to be same. The constructors are available in Python, constructors are available in C++, constructors are available in Java as well. But the syntactically it is going to get difference. But the functionalities, the working functionality is going to be the same in all the languages. Okay. Now, if I stop sharing my screen, then only I can be able to see the whatever the things are coming from the different colleges. So this is that today. That's all from my side. Why? Because this is a lab session. I hope so. Everyone can able to understand. I hope everyone get some knowledge from out of this session. How I need to approach the problem, and how I need to get motivated while doing that particular program. How I need to analyze, and how I need what are the possible ways we can able to do that particular program. And one more important point is, if I want to do this application, I can approach in different ways. First itself I can take the can able to see. This is the first way. I can take the list, I can apply the set on that list, and I can print. In the second method, I directly, the first itself I can take the set and I can give all the numbers over here, then I can print over here. Which is the effective way of doing this particular program? Second way is the effective way. Why? Because I reduce the one line of code. Instead of writing the initialization and assigning to the set, directly this time only I apply the intersection over here, and I can get the what is the unique language over this one. So, and one more point is, you can write the program in n number of ways also, but you need to go for the effective way. Effective way means that only single word only mean. You need to reduce the lines of code also. That's not all the cases, but most of the cases, reduce the lines of code first of all. Use the inbuilt functions which are available in that particular programming language. Okay. Okay, that's all from my side for today's session. I hope everyone understand. I gave the some tasks also, time methods and a calendar method. You can practice at home and get back to me. If you have any queries, we'll discuss in the next class. Understanding, right, everyone? So everyone able to see my PPTs, right? It clearly visible, right?